Hey, what's going on? Mike Brookfield's here. Now, we're switching it up. That's not very level, is it? Hopefully that's gonna stay there. Balancing my phone. Okay, so we've been doing the SRV scrapbook. Let's switch it up. Let's do some Eric Clapton scrapbook stuff. I'm starting up a new scrapbook. Clapton scrapbook. Go to mybrookfield.com and I'll throw these up. Geez, that's kind of balancing not great. We should be there. These expensive cameras that I'm using. Just my phone. Okay, so do you remember that classic Clapton interview, Cream, 1968, when he kicks the wah-wah on and then he goes and he rips it up? Now, easy to take that kind of playing for granted. I mean, I watched that stuff when I was this teenager and watched it over the years and played along with it and stuff and got a few little nuggets of information out of it, but never actually transcribed it. I really got my hands dirty. And today I thought, well, I was actually going to go and do another SRV scrapbook, and I thought, oh, you know what, I'll pull out the Les Paul and fire up the Marshall and I'll do some Cream or something, you know. And I thought, well, why not that Clapton interview, because he's there explaining it. And actually, when I went through it and transcribed it, it tidally comes into 10 licks, progressively harder. So it makes a really, really great guitar lesson in the Clapton style. And, you know, he explains tone, different kind of playing intensities and pressure, the wah-wah, woman tone, you know, aggression. You know, he goes through these kind of like subjects, and it's actually better than I ever remember it. So a really, really cool video that everybody knows, everybody's seen. But kind of weirdly, when you transcribe it and you really get into the detail, you go, geez, there's a kind of stuff there that I've been, you know, kind of taken for granted, thinking it's, you know, it's just one of them or it's just one of these. But it's actually kind of more valuable information he's delivering than you would think. So it's very easy with so much information out there on YouTube land, isn't it? Anyway, let's get stuck in. So I've chopped it up in the interview into 10 licks, and we'll just go through them lick by lick. Now what I've done is I've put it into my looping machine on my computer, and I actually had to drop it by 25 cents, a quarter tone, because he's tuned a bit sharp. It could be a bunch of different things, but that audio is coming through a quarter tone sharp. And I seem to remember that actually even when I had it on VHS, it was awkward to play along with because of that. So this is kind of more concert sounding. So let's have a listen to the first lick. So he's got the tone rolled off there and he's explaining that. And he's bending all of these little bends up. So that's kind of really cool in itself. To get that real kind of Clapton sound. Now what am I using here? I've got the Les Paul. This is a 58 R8, you know, a Gibson R8, 2016 I think it is. I've got the Marshall, which is a, you know, super lead, and I'm actually using two pedals here. I'm using an octafuzz for a fuzzy kind of sound, but it's quite mild fuzz. But I've actually stacked it with a Prince of Tone. So they've got a Prince of Tone, which is giving it really like an overdrive sound. So you've got this. I mean, that would be fine on its own, but I couldn't resist putting the octave on. Not using the octave, just using the fuzz side. It gives it a kind of a woolliness that you get when you get that, you know, Marshall cranked up and turn the tone down. And it's something about, you know, fuzzies, they kind of articulate the front of the notes really well. Let's have a listen to the second lick. So. So, you know, I'm using I've turned the treble back up for that one. But that's really nice as well, you know, emphasizing the major third, you know. Let's go for the next one. So, like I said, you can go to mykebrookfield.com and I'll put the tab up there. So it'll be under like Clapton Scrapbook, probably just underneath or just above the SRV Scrapbook. So this one was like... A real Clapton thing from the 60s is, you know, a lot of that kind of bending up to from the minor to the major third, you know. So let's have a listen again. The way he stops notes at the top of bends and plays staccato. Bum, bum, bum. You know, really short. So I literally transcribed these just before I set the video on. It's not something I've been working on for a while. So again, it's like in the scrapbook fashion where I'm transcribing them and you're seeing me kind of learn them in real time, if you like. I did, you know, as I was transcribing them, I was kind of learning them, I suppose. Can't stop it. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. It's number 4, I think we're on now. So this is where he plays softer. And he sounds like he's got the tone rolled off there. Those little bends he does. And he talks about, you know, playing softer, but he plays sweeter. He uses more major notes, and that creates that sweetness. So you've got this. So that cool is what he does, he bends that. And then he plays the major thing. Real B.B. King style. And he's into that kind of like B.B. King shape. If you study with me, you'll kind of hear me talk about all that kind of stuff all the time. he's saying really here is he's got the amp wound up and everything really loud, but if he just plays softer, he gets different sounds than, you know, when he digs in, you know. But you can, it does sound like he's kind of turned the tone down a little bit on this one. Okay, so we're on to number 5, and weirdly it kind of gets progressively trickier, you know. I'll have a listen to that again. I missed it. So take it back to the beginning. Yeah, it's kind of nice, that, isn't it? So it's just really cool. This is at 75%. That's not full speed. I've got a wah-wah that's, what is it? It's a custom audio electronics wah-wah. Really nice. That's the wah-wah that I'm using. I know someone's going to ask. Okay, so that's the wah-wah, and then he kind of demos woman tone, doesn't he? So, really nice, that. Do you want to do it again? Let's check it out again. Staccato. Bup, bup, bup. So really good stuff to kind of be looking out for. Okay, that was number 6. Number 7 is he demos vibrato.
Which is very important. Could you just do that again? Yeah.
So here he goes. So he's doing those kind of whole tone bends, if you like, from the D to the E. And then that half step bend. And we all know how hard that is. You know, getting vibrato to be that cool. It's possibly one of the best examples of his vibrato and his control, isn't it? Okay, let's go to the next one. Stock phrases. So, do you have stock phrases? The guy asks. So So this is kind of similar stuff that, you know, we've been playing. It's this, you know, and he plays quite light, and his maybe volume is ever so slightly rolled off. But it shows that kind of rolling Clapton thing where you can go through that chuck. There's that major third kind of emphasis again. I think number 9 is a similar thing. Number 10 is killer, by the way, so hang in there for that.
Phrases that I first started on, like.
So that's the first half. He kind of goes, this is, you know, licks that I've started off. So he demos that, which is probably this speed. And then he goes into a longer line.
They just all kind of messed up with other things which I like that, you know, which
Yeah, so I love the way he comes down there, and again, it's just more of the same, but easy to take this stuff for granted. There's gold in here. Like I said, go to mikebruffield.com and you can get the tab. If you're wondering why I'm not going through it every note and calling out every note, it's a bit boring, isn't it? You know what I mean? If you just get the tab and you can use this video and go through it. Now this last one is like a solo. He kind of demos intensity and he really goes for it. So I only know this so much, you know, but it's class. So I would consider that the first half. So he starts off, it's a bit like Crossroads or something, but he's in E, you know. So he's got this. So play that again. So. And then he kind of hits the. So all together it's like. And then the second half is. Yeah, that's pretty tricky, so. That's the next, think of it as in 3 parts, this last section, if you like, so. Hang on, I'll play that bit again. So. And then he's into. Yeah, it's just killer that. So I'll go through that again. I'm actually just going to play through it slowly. So. So that's kind of me playing through his intensity bit kind of slowly, but you know, I'm still working on that myself. I've only just written it out, but it's really good fun to actually to go in there and just look under the hood and take your time to kind of see, you know, never get bored of transcribing Clapton, SRV, those kind of guys. There's always good stuff to be had. Anyway, if you're digging, well, this is a brand new series, I suppose. Well, maybe it won't be. If there's nobody digging it, then what's the point? Well, I'll be doing it anyway. I'm just sharing it with you. I'm like just sharing my practice. But if you do like these, please subscribe. Please say hello. All that kind of stuff. And I might just flip around. I might do Clapton one week. I might do SRV the next week. I might do two. I might do Clapton and SRV. Who knows? But if you've been into this channel for a while, you'll see that there is a common thread. There's a lot of Clapton. There's a lot of SRV. There's a lot of blues. Charlie Parker is a bit of a feature, you know, and then general just fun stuff. So please say hello in the comments and you know, let me know if you're getting benefit out of this stuff. You know, it is kind of nice to know if you're using it and getting some kind of benefit from it. So keep it burning anyway, and I'll speak to you soon.